About the Toyota Avalon, which we have right here. It seems like car manufacturers have some sort of internal competition of who can make the biggest grill and get away with it. I mean, it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger until probably regulations or something is gonna step in and say that you need to have some bumper in there as well for safety. So everybody's talking about the BMW 7 Series grille, but nobody's really mentioning the Toyota Avalon and this whale mouth in the front of the car. So, what are we going to do about this? We're going to experiment a little bit and see what the problem is with this front end. And I can see a bunch of problems that are annoying me right now that we're going to go into. And also then I'm going to show you a quick fix, how we can make it a bit more normal front end looking with just a few changes, and then I'm going to do a kind of a bigger change to it, and that's going to be the final redesign. So first of all, let's see what we got here. We got a big whale mouth, as you can see, and the problem that I have with this design is it seems like it's just a lazy design. It's just a bunch of laziness in here. There's no flow. There's not a lot of line fluency, line continuity in this car. And the first thing that really bugs me when I see this is this part right here. This air intake. You see this line right here that goes there? And then we have some interesting curvatures going in here from the bumper. This is the design of the air intake. So we have that. And that kind of follows this line as well. But it doesn't follow this angle of this straight line there. And this point is right in the middle of this line. And that just, it ruins a lot of the dynamics of the front end, even if you maybe not think about it. But to me, when I look at it, this needs to be fixed. I want to have this as a straight line, just like this. Keep it simple and not complicate things like this too much. Even though Asian styling tend to be a bit more stylized and complicated than the rest of the world, that doesn't mean you can go and do whatever you want. Another thing that's annoying is, or just lazy, is these pillars here and the overall shape of the grill. We have a sharp corner here that just doesn't go anywhere. It just ends. So we have two lines that collide and end in a some sort of, I don't know what that is. I want to have something, if you're going to have it like this, we could add something like this, or just make it nicer and have some more dynamics in it, and maybe add some curvatures down here to add some interesting things going on, and not just have a bunch of lines randomly connecting in a bunch of different ways. So those are the main issues that I have with this front end. And of course the grille, I mean, it's huge. I don't see any bumper on this, and I don't know if that's a problem when it comes to safety or something like that, but we can still mess around with this and see what we can do to fix this whale mouth issue that we have in the front. So first of all, I want to show you a quick way to fix it. The really simple way would be to just basically fill in this spot right here. Let me show you what I mean. Let's just fill in this lower part that you see of the grill. Fill that in with some bumper color. Same thing on this side. We have that color up here. Fill this in. Like that. And then we want to extend this or increase the air intake on the side so that we have this straight line that I was talking about earlier in the beginning of this video. Something like this. And now we can, it doesn't matter if we have this this sharp edge here. We can still have it there. It works because it connects to this bottom line now. And that has some sense of line continuity in it. And also creating this angle down here, we can even extend this part down here to make it look like it's going into this air intake down here. Like that. And that would be the simple change. Just a very quick change that changes the overall look and reduces the the extreme air intake that, or the extreme proportions of the grille. So this is the before, and this is the after. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take this to a bit further and take it to another level, work some more on the front end design, and show you what the final redesign is going to look like. Alright, so let's jump into the final and the biggest redesign of this Avalon. So the problem isn't really the size of the grille, it's more the sloppiness of how it's been designed. This is of course the TRD model of the Avalon, and the difference between this and the regular one is that this has, one of the differences is that this has the black mesh. And I think this grill, the original grill, works better with the standard Avalon, which has more horizontal lines inside of the grill, so it doesn't look like a massive black hole in the face of the car. And that's what we're going to focus on today. Kind of define this grill more and give it some more confidence, not have random lines going everywhere, and specifically when it comes to the side air intake down at the bumper here. This is just not a good design to me. I want to define this piece more by creating more of a horizontal or vertical lines, parallel lines that goes vertical, and then have the spoiler at the bottom and the line that we're going to create in the middle of the bumper. I want to have that continue into this air intake with some parts that you can barely notice, but it's just a detail to create this continuity of the lines. I really like the new Toyota Corolla. I think it's a clean looking design. It's really tight. It's just a good step forward from, or upgrade, or update, or whatever you want to call it, redesign from the previous model. I like the previous too, but this one, when you look at it from the front, it just has this cool look to it, and especially if you have the right sport package, or whatever it's called with Toyota, I'm not sure. But if you have the right package on it and you get the correct rims and wheels, it looks really, really good. So overall, I like Toyota design. They have a lot of fun with their design, and they're not really bound to a lot of rules and a specific design language. They have fun when they design cars. It's just this case with the TRD Avalon where things just, it feels like they just designed this on a Friday afternoon and just threw together a front mesh that they had on the standard Avalon and just make it black. Let's just put some mesh in there and call it done. So what we're doing in this redesign is simply create a new defining front end of this Avalon. We're gonna keep the front, the mesh, the black mesh. I like it, it's sporty. This is of course a sporty model of the car. I like the black wheels as well. So we're gonna keep all that, but just create some more definition in the lines and some nice line flow in the front end of this car. One of the reasons that I wanted to redesign this Avalon is because it's actually one of the most requested cars for me to redesign on my Instagram in my DMs. So if you want to throw me suggestions on what cars to redesign, because there's a lot of memes about this car. Some put some teeth in the front and a big whale mouth and stuff like that. So I thought, okay, let's let's figure out what we can do with this and see if we can work on it a little bit. But if you have suggestions on cars, new, old, funky, or whatever weird cars you want, you can DM me on Instagram and I'll look into it and see if we can do something about that. So there we have it. That's the redesign of the Toyota Avalon. It's kind of like you don't have to really shout about how sporty and tough you are. We see that you're red and you have big wheels and everything is black and red, so it's really cool. But just have some dignity. We're just going to reduce that whale mouth and keep it classy, but at the same time keep it Toyota and keep it sporty. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for spending a few minutes with me today. I'm the Sketch Monkey. I will see you in the next one. Take it easy.